What sex offender in my history is willing to disrobe myself of this black robe, which is the soul of Superior Founder deceased, the Lord deceased, God deceased, myself deceased, to myself? My illegal alive adultery is deceased, but still holding the alive because I have to move the door locking after it's deceased to Charles Toe, not to myself. I am already prepared for the door locking to move. I am waiting on Charles Toe, is not ready yet. I'm also the judge, but the judge is deceased because there are all those Aunt Audrey problems, small claims court judges on TV. They're not judge, I'm judge, but they are court commissioners, maybe is what Aunt Audrey would call them. I would call them illegal loitering. So how many of the sexual abuse sex offenders of my history would disrobe me of this black robe because they don't believe in God? Because I can't stop them. I really can't stop them. You want to see me do it to myself? I can take the robe off like this. Anybody can do it. They can all come up to me, and I don't have anything on underneath. I don't have any clothes on underneath my robe. This is what I can afford to wear. Not really. I didn't pay for it from Amazon. I don't have a credit card. But this is what I can afford to ask for at this time. And the person who gave it to me is going to be punished for that. He's not myself. And he's not sexually abusing me. It's not true. He listens to me making love with myself whenever I do, and he's in the next room. Well, you are people that don't understand your boundaries problems. You're not supposed to be so far in the wrong that you would catch me in the motion of being the soul of the Superior Founder. That is really too far in the wrong for you to have alive ever again. But you are giving me entrapment inside of a life that is pre-existing before I would even come across somebody such as yourself. I am alive in my house, and then I find there are illegal lives after myself that I don't need you. You shouldn't sexually abuse myself because I don't need you. That is the end of all time for you, and you don't know it. You should see how they don't know it. Do you know why you keep doing more and more evil? Because it's the end of all time. Do you believe in it? Would you do the evil because it was free? How is it free? If you're still in a life, but you're in a life that is in process and in progress to the end of a life, to the end of all time for you. Let's say I say it's the end of all time for me. It is, but I'm the Superior Founder deceased and extinguished. I see that anyway in the afterlife. Do you see it? What do you see in the afterlife? How would you know? If you turned yourself into the police and said, I commissioned this crime and I'm going to describe it to you. You have to fight the police officers for their guns and try to kill them with their own guns. You don't have another way to get into jail. Nobody cares that you did something wrong. Witnesses yourself. You have to do something wrong to get into jail, and then you'll wonder why you're there. Why are you in the door locking of the jails when you could be in the door locking of the house? Well, that's because you're mentally wrong to do that. You're mentally wrong everywhere you are. You belong in jail in due process. You can't do something wrong that is in excess and then try to get into jail because you're sorry. You're homeless. And you were homeless before you did something wrong. You can't get something out of it. You do something wrong to somebody else, like in excess, that you didn't have to. Nobody forced you to do it. There's no excuse. Why do we even have this talking on the YouTube? Why do you even hear me say something like that? You don't know any better. If you are in the presence of myself, out of the door lacking. You would be wanting to give me your best impression. Yeah, but I know you. I know you more than you know yourself in front of me. I find you in contempt of this body. And somewhere you're going to find that with yourself to yourself, because you stole yourself by doing crime on this body, and you don't have deceased, and you will find that your body is still formed in the afterlife in the superior founder, that you stole it from God. What a disappointment. There are so many of you. This is the end of world number 17 and the revocation of all the worlds preceding this one because of the sexual abuse of this body and all the crime that preceded and all the crime precipitating sexual abuse and all the crime after the sexual abuse. Look at how much you got out of it. You exploited myself like I have never seen with your behavior. You are so well behaved on money. You have such good behavior. You exploited myself excessively. That is going up to heaven's superior founder. And you are not myself. What are you doing up there? Oh, yes, you're going to find yourself trespassing in superior founder and say, I'm home everywhere I am, but you don't belong there. You're really not allowed to be there, and you will know that with yourself that you're not allowed to be there. How did you get there? What did you do? You will see me and you will recognize myself. You will know who I am. I'll know who you are is not due on my time. You are always on my time.